not far away. Let's talk story. It's where my mama was born, it's where I come from, it's where my daddy.
Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? My name is Armando and welcome back. And today let's talk story again. And the subject of today's let's talk story is how to survive the high cost of living in Hawaii. Wow, that's a good one. Everybody talks about priced out of paradise. Well, let's see what we can do. Now, just so that I give you a little background on myself, I purchased my first two-bedroom townhouse with my girlfriend, became my wife after a couple of years later, at the age of 25. I was real young when I first purchased a townhouse. We got married 2 years later. So my first mortgage was 59,000 after a 20,000 down payment. Now the 20,000 came from my parents when they passed away. That's what I got out of the sale of the house. So it was split between all the siblings. But then my portion was 20,000. So I used that as a down payment, and I had a mortgage of 59,000. So money saving tip: now to pay down the mortgage, if possible, by applying extra money to the principal balance. Banks don't like that, okay? Just to let you know, but you'll pay off the mortgage faster and save on all that interest. And in the meanwhile, the interest that you're paying, of course, on the mortgage is deductible if you itemize. Now, another tip number two, create a budget. And I have a example here: fixed expenses, utilities, electricity, water. Yeah, and it varies depending on household and individuals. Yeah, everybody's different. I'm just giving you an example. Electricity, say $100, water 119, and then you have your variable expenses like food, which you know, and that too can be can can be high, can be low. But I'm just giving you an example. Say $100 a week. Let's say 400 a month. Entertainment 100 a month. Some people might spend less than that, a lot less. It varies between people. Transportation. Let's say you spend about 20 bucks a week on gas. So it's 80 bucks a month. Your mortgage is going to be, of course, going to be your most expensive thing that you're going to be paying. That's going to be 2,000, maybe 2,000, maybe even higher. But back then I was only paying, I think, well, it varied because I had an adjustable rate mortgage. So mine fluctuated, but so it all depends on the interest rate, which is kind of high right now, but you know, it varies. Additional expenses. It depends again if you have children or a babysitter, clothes, all kinds of stuff. Additional expenses. That's what that category. So anyway, make a budget. Create a budget. Okay, money number two, money saving tip. If it is possible to live with your in-laws, now every family is going to be different. Some in-laws might not want to have anything to do with you, but it just so happened that I was able to live with my in-laws for a short term. Let's say, then do so. Because my mother-in-law's husband passed away, and she was by herself in a big four-bedroom house, or three-bedroom, or four-bedroom, four-bedroom house, all by herself. So we moved in with her. And that saved us, and then we rented out our two-bedroom townhouse, and then that saved a lot of money, and we put that money away. My wife and I, for 7 years, from 1986 to 1993, we did that. And finally, we moved out. We saved about, let's say, about 70,000. We sold the sold my two-bedroom townhouse. And I got like 150,000 actually for that. Anyway, and we put that money in the bank. We didn't use all of it for a down payment. We used maybe half of it. Anyway, we put 70, so we used half of it, and then put 70,000 for a down payment in 1993. That's 30 years ago, long time ago. And I purchased a single family home in 1993 for 325,000. That's in Mililani, by the way. Today, this house is worth 1.1 million. Um, Unbelievable. And they always want the realtors always approach me, want me to sell the house, and I say no ways. It's the house I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in. But I pay down the mortgage as much as possible. And banks, like I said, don't like to hear that. They want to get as much interest out of you. I paid my mortgage off in 2007 after 15 years. If you can do that, great. If not, well, try as much as you can, you know. And number three, money saving tip. You can save money by purchasing certain items you use often at Costco, Sam's Club, or Walmart. You'd be surprised. Um, my wife likes what do you call lactose free milk. And you'd be surprised how much cheaper it is, say at Walmart versus some other places. I won't mention, but it's like double at these other places, whereas at Walmart it's half the price. You gotta look around, shop around, and even if you buy certain items at Costco or Sam's, depends if you're Costco or Sam's Club, you save a lot of money. Even the milk, certain places cost $7 something for a gallon of milk. Hey, you go to Costco, it's like $5 something. Walmart just a little bit more, maybe almost $6. But it's kind of like you gotta look around. Now, number four, money saving tip: do not use more than two or three credit cards. Don't get too many credit cards. Your credit rating will be lower if you use more credit cards. So I usually use about two credit cards mostly. That's a Costco card, and I think I have a Sears Mastercard. Also, that type of credit card depends on your own particular situation. So I use a Costco card a lot because I purchase my gas and food mainly from Costco. And my wife likes to buy certain items at times in Mililani, so we don't buy everything from Costco, but we do shop at times. But if you travel a lot, then you might want to use a credit card from the airlines that you travel more frequently on, say like a Hawaiian Miles card or something. But just remember, you gotta pay an annual fee on that. So depends on how often you travel, um, and the rewards you get from it, the miles you get from it might help you a lot. Never use Another thing is never use a debit card if you're purchasing anything online or online purchases. Never use a debit card because the reason I say that um, is with a credit card, if you purchase something online and you don't receive the item or it's a scam or whatever, you can always call your credit card company and get them to credit you for that, and have them issue another credit card in place of that. And then they investigate. They usually, if the transaction went through, they'll just pay it, but they'll credit you if it's legit. So debit card, on the other hand, if you purchase something online with a debit card, forget it. It's gone. The money is gone. So if you purchase an item online but never receive the item, you can get your credit card company to credit you for that transaction or receive a new credit card. And I've done that many times. But I'm usually careful when I buy who I buy from. Amazon is pretty reputable. Watch out because there's a lot of fake scams out there. Be very careful when you make online purchases. Always check your bank statement for the beginning and ending balance to see, that you're spending within your means or over budget for that month. And you can allow for certain unusual large purchases or deposits. Like, for example, when I put solar panels in my house and I wrote a check out, that was a big amount. So I accounted for that. But, um, so you can allow for certain unusual large purchases or deposits. Now you might get tax return. A large amount goes into or deposited and it throws off your budget. But those are the things that you can account for. Excuse me. Always join a now if at your workplace, if you have a 401k plan, always join. You should always join it. You should always have some kind of retirement. You got to look long term and put money in, build a nest egg. You know, like I have Vanguard, for example. Plan at your workplace, especially if they match your stock purchases. Some will give you 2 for 1. You buy one, they will give you two. That's great. Join it. I highly advise joining something like that. So I'm retired and withdraw money monthly, for retirement. I don't pay taxes. I get return, big return. Because I'm no longer earning income, so my income is a lot lower than before. Most of my income is Social Security now. Delay collecting Social Security, and that's what I did, unless you are absolutely need the money at age 62. Okay. Remember also there is something called survivors benefits from Social Security. Now, my wife passed away. Um, I applied for survivors benefits, and let me tell you, um, at age 60. And if you apply early at age 60, you're not going to get the full amount, but you'll get quite a bit, and that can carry you through. That gives you a chance to delay your actual retirement, your own retirement, so you can collect first. If you say your spouse passes away, whichever the case, you might pass away before your spouse, but if your wife passes away or whatever, it's usually the male first and passes away. But anyway, in my case, it was my wife that passed away first. And I collected at age 60, and I didn't remarry until after. Believe it or not, I did remarry, but after I was 60, so I was eligible for survivor benefits, and that really helps. That gave me the opportunity to delay collecting on my, own retirement, which I uh, just started collecting at age 69. Housing is the most expensive expense in Hawaii. Now, that's why it's important that our politicians focus on creating more what I call affordable housing for our people. So it just so happens Governor Green, made that promise and he ran on that platform of creating more affordable housing. Okay, let's see what he does. I just hope and that he does it. That will keep more people in Hawaii and prevent the exodus of our residents to the mainland. That's the main reason why I think a lot of um, people leave Hawaii is because of the housing. Because it's ridiculous. It's average cost $1 million. Who can afford that? It's really rough nowadays for people. You can get a much cheaper house when you go on the mainland. So you go to Texas or you go wherever. It's much cheaper, and that's usually the case. People leave to buy cheaper houses. Anyway, so I just hope they build more affordable housing. Like I said, if you're a young couple, you just got married, whatever, um, and you and your wife, you, you know, you're both young, maybe you have a child, maybe it might be a good idea to say live with your in-laws or whatever, if you can, for a while, maybe a short term, 4 years, 5 years. Save the money. My advice is save the money so you can put a down payment. And then let's see if the interest rates come down in the future. And then, if it comes down, or whatever, then you can put a down payment and purchase a. And you don't have to buy a single family home to start. Like I didn't. I bought a two-bedroom, you know, townhouse. I didn't buy a single family to begin with. But then after 7 years saving money from rent, and I did rent my unit out, save the money. Now I had a nice down payment that I could put in the home that I purchased I really like. Then you can step up to a single family home. By then, your kids will probably be older. Maybe they might be in their teens. Who knows? But um, after buying a condominium or townhouse, that's how it usually works. So anyway, those are my tips. To save money in Hawaii. Good luck to everyone. I just hope that I hate to see people leave, especially if you're a local person and you have a tough time making it here. I just like to see everybody try and make it. We got most expensive, like I said, is housing. We got to bring that down. That should be the. If you're gonna vote for a politician, it's got to be the number one thing. Okay, vote for the guy who says, "Oh, I'm all for affordable housing." That's the guy you got to vote. Anyway, mahalo for watching this video, and ahuiho.